And he was one of the players in the group that was tipped to be one of those super strong performers. So anything really can happen in these groups. And the games thus far today have been really, really good and shown that anything can happen.
They have actually been fantastic players. It has been nothing short of a pleasure to see these.
All right, guys, so introducing down to the southern position here. Currently a game down against his opponent. He needs your cheers, guys. Give it up for Fnatic's Raids Calls Oz. Near enough.
That's all right. I'll take care of the next one there,
Thanks,
players. Man. Up here in the top left, the red Protoss. Some people call them the Grubsters. It is none other than Grubby.
Oh, he's the Grubster, man. It's true. It's true. I have Grubby on the brain, apparently, considering I almost introduced Oz as Grubby. But hey, they're both Protoss. It can be overlooked for now.
It can be overlooked. All right, we see both of them open with that pylon on the edge. That's to look for cannon rushes.
Yes.
Of course, that can become annoying against certain builds where sometimes they have you contained and an observer and might be able to knock out that pylon. But that's not something you really worry about. What you worry about is getting cannon rushed on this map.
Yeah, you're right. And it's something that became it was a problem. I would even say almost a year ago, that kind of play where you were spotting the buildings on the high ground with observers and stuff like that, but very, very rarely nowadays.
Yeah, it's not so much. People are really looking at mobility more than that firepower at the bottom of the ramp.
Yeah.
So we do have the gas a little bit quicker here from Grubby, but you know, it's pretty standard looking so far.
Yeah, and meanwhile, just scouting, making sure that nothing crazy is going on in his base. We'll head off across the map with a probe. ESL Antigua Shipyard, I believe, is cross positions in force. So you do need to check these locations in order to make sure that you are completely stable against something that absolutely crazy could happen on a 4-player map that isn't normally cross positions in force.
All right, well, you know, everything looking pretty identical so far. Grubby getting the quicker first gas with the quicker second gas going to Oz. Grubby will get his second gas in just a second here. But what do you think? I mean, this is a map where Blink Stalker Observer is so effective, but of course it's kind of predictable, so we don't always see it, but I feel like we almost always see at least one player do it here. Yeah,
it is extremely true. You can't really go against it. It's one of the maps that has those architectural advantages that are just too good to ignore. I mean, there's other maps that do have some certain nuances to them, but a map like Antigua Shipyard, fantastic for that kind of build.
Indeed. Well, right now we have basically the same things coming from both players. Oz doing a little bit of a scout. Grubby, though, hasn't scouted too much yet. Looks like he's going to go down here. We're going to see a little proxy pylon, perhaps?
Maybe, and with that could indeed potentially be a robo later on. But he's actually making the robo elsewhere. He's making it in his base. So I think what we see here is he throws down the pylon down there, he makes the gateways down there, and then goes for some kind of warp prism play.
Could be, absolutely could be.
Whoa!
Wow.
No!
Oz, no way. No, I'm not buying this.
This can't. He's buying it.
What?
Did he?
No. Okay, they met. Okay, so it's hard to say exactly what was being planned here, but it could have been several things. Yeah. Okay, he is throwing up some gates at home.
Yeah. So that was going to be the eventuality. He's going to have to just go for the same build, but it's not going to be as secretive if Oz actually wants to go for some kind of very, very strong, aggressive scout.
Yeah, and a 4-gate warp prism is what it's looking like right now. Nope, he's making the observer. So it might be this build that we actually saw from Tails recently, where you use the observer to warp in on the high ground real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure that's exactly what it's going to be, but it's looking like it with these, I mean, 4 gates plus an observer right away? Yeah, it looks like that is what he's going to be going for.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I am so blown away by the thoroughness of Oz's scouting. That was so ridiculously good. I cannot believe that it was that impressive.
Well, we have the pylon coming in right now. We do have a counter pylon here by Oz, and that's going to allow him to put on some counter pressure. And with his blink this close and his 2 gates finishing, I feel like Grubby's rush may be just a little bit slow.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, he's going to have that blink out, and blink stalkers against, you know, just exclusively zealots can be really, really good. It all depends entirely on how you're going to control it. He's going to come in here. The SimCity actually slightly working against Oz right now. He throws down the force field on the ramp, but the zealots are actually going to try and do a little bit of damage in the main.
Well, blink is about to finish, so Oz just needs to keep his stalkers alive for now. And with those 2 pylons coming, he's going to be able to get some more warp-ins up. But again, Blink is the big deal here. With his Blink, he may still be able to hold this.
It really is. The only way that Grubby can somehow eke this out is if he stretches his opponent really thin, constantly warps in on either side of the base, where his opponent somehow isn't. But still, these Stalkers are holding strong from Oz. He's doing a really, really good job of this defense.
And it looks like Oz should be able to hold this now. With almost no Stalkers left, he's not even going to be able to connect with a lot of the units that Oz has. A few more Zealots coming in, but how many probe kills can he truly get? And Oz with Blink will be able to punish him back at home. So a beautiful hold.
Oh.
And oh my.
Well, apparently, whilst doing all of that, he threw down a few pylons in his opponent's base. But there's an even bigger factor to this, is that now that Grubby fails all of that aggression, he loses 3 pylons for free, completely free. And that is going to put Grubby so far back.
And you know what? But he can be glad at least that he lost all his units, so he's not going to be supply blocked, right?
Yeah, that's true. These work in tandem for a mutual beneficial point here for Grubby, apparently.
All right, so Oz is going across the map now, and of course, right now Grubby is focusing on sentries, which will allow him to hold the ramp, but with that pylon in the main base, he's simply going to go ahead and blink up there, and there's not very much that Grubby can do against this. He's never going to win this fight.
It's not even like just having an observer. It's like, yeah, great, you can blink up. Now you can blink up and warp in straight away, right next to where the entire engagement's occurring. And he still has not scouted this out. And he's warping in some Zealots here. He's going to poke at the front, maybe send the Zealots either to the sentries or even to the mineral line.
Oh. Well, this isn't going to make him happy. Trying to target down this Immortal right away. GG.
Wow.
Oz fighting back in that game number 2.
That was impressive.
Yeah, that was a good hold. You know, he got his blink up quick enough. He went for that build that's actually very good on this map. Grubby taking a page out of Tails' book, but not quite as good against a quick blink build. You know, it's really good against a Phoenix build, like unbelievably good against a Phoenix build. But that's not a good map for Phoenix builds, really.
Yeah, it's weird because, I mean, if I'd have seen that build on any other map as well, maybe it would have worked out a little bit differently there for Grubby. But Oz is one of those players that just does not deviate from Blink. He loves Blink. He absolutely adores Blink.
It's almost as if he has OCD.
Yeah. I mean,
he blinks all the time, man. It's kind of crazy. Someone get that man a coffee. Well,